homage to the Buddha, the Dhamma, and the Sangha. Today we're going to do a guided meditation that will help us to lift the mind. And it's really a meditation that we can call the merit book, or in Sinhala, potha meditation. And it's really good because it follows along the lines of what we've been talking about, which is this dānakathaṁ, the instructions on giving that are given by the Buddha. And when we do this meditation, what we find is that we remember by giving, merit grows. So what is this merit? This is the punya. These are the wholesome things that grow when we do good things. So we do this in order to lift the mind, make it happy, make it bright and light. And when we do this, it's easier to concentrate the mind, put it in the place that we need to use it. So when it comes to studying, or we have to sit little exams, or maybe even big exams, when we have difficulty in our mind, when we find the conditions challenging, this meditation is really good. You can do this meditation for 5 minutes, you can do it for 10 minutes, you can do it for longer. But it's really helpful to lift the mind, to give it more energy. So let's begin. So make sure you're sitting in a comfortable position. So you can sit in a chair or you can sit on the ground on a cushion. The main thing is that you're comfortable enough, but make sure your back is upright and you can keep your eyes open, but sometimes it's good to gently close your eyes so you stop looking around and don't get distracted. So the first thing to do is to recall all our good deeds. So you bring them into the mind, and I'll list out a few things to help you remember. Now some of us keep what we call a potha, a merit book, or other people call it a journal of good deeds. And you write in your diary or your journal, this book, all the things that you do every day that is part of giving. And so in this meditation, all you're doing is it's almost like pulling out that book and remembering, what did I do in the past to help others, to generate goodness, where there was generosity, those sorts of things. So you bring up the first thing to your mind. You offered dāna, almsgiving, at the temple or the monastery. And you remember that you helped to prepare the food. Maybe you did some shopping to go get the ingredients. And then you came home. And when it was the right time, you helped to prepare. Maybe you helped to cook. Or maybe you helped with the slicing and dicing of the food. Maybe you helped to pack it. Maybe you helped to put it in the car. And then when you got to the temple and it was the time, you helped to offer it. So you bring that into the mind. And then you remember other things. Maybe there were kind words you spoke to someone at school, or maybe somebody needed some notes from a class and you offered to share yours. Or maybe someone you saw on the street needed some help. Maybe it was an old person needing to cross the road and you offered to help them because they looked a little unsteady. Or maybe you donated some of your old toys, your old books to charity for other people to use them. Or maybe you gave up some of your clothes. You realize that there are people who are needy. They don't have enough clothes. And you went to your closet and you looked inside and you saw, I have many things and I don't wear all those things, so maybe I can give something to a needy person. And so you got a little bag of clothes together and you gave it to some needy people. Or maybe somebody came up to you and they were poor and they asked if you had just a few bits of money. It could be dollars or rupees or whatever currency that you use, and you decided to give some of your pocket money. Or maybe you remember somebody was organizing a retreat and they needed help to pack up some of the materials to give out for the retreat, and you helped them to pack those documents or those things, or you helped them to set up the chairs, test the equipment, just be around, lending a hand. Or you helped when it was time to pack it away. At the end of the retreat, you helped to put the chairs away. You helped to give out things at the end. You helped a wholesome activity. Or maybe one of your friends was going through a difficult time. They were having problems at home, or they were getting bullied at school, and you just listened to their distress. You just lent an ear, making them feel safe, making them feel calm. That's also giving. Or when you meditate on metta, loving kindness. Or you meditate on the Vatupama Sutta, the simile of the cloth. And with these meditations, you generate a lot of goodness. And then you share that merit. That's also giving. When you spread kindness to the world, that is giving. Or maybe you organize something at school, something like a donation, volunteer thing that's going to help others. That's also giving. When you bring people together in order to do good deeds, that's also giving. Volunteering, donating time, doing something for the community. And the other thing that we forget is when we see somebody else doing something good, and maybe it's not us, but we see it and we think, oh, that person is doing something good. I endorse that. That is also part of giving. When you can see the goodness in another person's actions, it's also very meritorious for us. So just spend a few more moments recalling in your mind all these good deeds, all the giving that you do, big or small, all the little things, anything where we give. You remember as many good deeds as you like, whatever's in the merit book if you have one, but it can go as far back as you want. You can even remember the good deeds of people from the time of the Buddha that you take as your role model. It could be Anathapindika or Visakha. People like that who were extremely selfless in their giving and were renowned for being the best givers of that time. And then you realize that giving is a very selfless thing. You can't be selfish when you are a giver because you let go of so much. You let go of time that you would have spent for yourself. You let go of money, also what you would have spent for yourself. And you let go of the energy that you would have directed to things that you like. And so there's a tremendous amount of giving up that happens when we give. A lot of selfless activity. And so the Buddha always says, reflect on that. Reflect on that goodness. Reflect on what one has given up. Reflect on the stinginess that you have given up and other mental stains. When we give, we overcome even subtle grudges we may have against people. And so when you focus on the giving up aspect of giving, you realize there's so much happiness that can flood the mind. You are walking with the noble ones who are also very, very generous. And the mind starts to get very happy, very refined, very light. The body may start to tingle, particularly the head. There's so much goodness flowing, and you allow it to flow in the meditation. You remember that beings who are born in the divine realms, the devas, we know from the stories of the Buddha time that they're reborn there in happy destinations because they were generous, because they gave freely, without regrets. And so all the things that we recall, our good deeds, we are like them when we are generous, when we give up our time, when we give up our money, when we give up our energy. And so allow the meditation now to reflect on that. And remember how happy we can make other people when we give. We might be helping people who are in great difficulty, people that are really struggling, or people that are leading a very wholesome life, and we give to them. Or we help people in Dhamma, and we help them to free themselves from all suffering. It's very wholesome. So we can end the meditation here. If you like, you can continue. But we can share the merit of this guided meditation with all sentient beings. May all beings be happy and well. May all beings be free from suffering. Blessings of the Triple Gem, wishing you well. Theruwan saranai.